From a couple whose war with Gordon Ramsay ended in legal trouble, to another who turned their failing restaurant into a TV proposal in marriage, this is what really happened to the couples from Kitchen Nightmares, starting with Amy's Baking Company in Scottsdale, Arizona. When Gordon Ramsay arrived, he didn't just walk into a struggling restaurant. He stepped into one of the most infamous Kitchen Nightmare stories ever aired. The arguments, chaos, and refusal to accept help made this couple a viral phenomenon. But what happened after the camera stopped rolling is just as dramatic, and in many ways, even more unexpected. Right after the episode aired in May 2013, Amy's Baking Company exploded online. Social media blew up with clips of Amy and Sammy's confrontations, racking up millions of views and thousands of comments. Reddit and Facebook reviews poured in, not about the food, but about the owners themselves. One Reddit viewer said, "I've never seen such mental patience in total denial of reality." This is backed up by a Facebook comment that reads, "What a nasty couple. How rude." Instead of taking the criticism, Amy and Sammy took offense online. They often responded in all caps, attacking reviewers, Chef Ramsay, and apps like Yelp and Reddit directly. In this particular comment, the couple wrote, "You don't know us. We will thrive. We will overcome. We're starting our family, and we will teach our child exactly what God wants in their path. We will teach them how to fight against oppressors like you people. We'll start a generation of truthfulness, and we will fight to bring places like Yelp, Reddit, and horrible people like Gordon to the light." Eventually, they'd claim their accounts had been hacked and they had not posted the responses, but the damage was already done. The restaurant's reputation was severely damaged. Trying to capitalize on the sudden fame, the couple had a grand reopening after the show. This was after their social media meltdown that they claim was caused by hackers. They even started selling shirts and hats that bear phrases from the now famous finale Kitchen Nightmares, such as "I speak feline, meow," and "Here's your pizza, go fuck yourself." For a short time, it looked like the infamy might turn into a lasting business. However, reality caught up with them. Local press reported that the restaurant struggled with negative reviews and ongoing internal conflict. On top of that, Sammy reportedly faced deportation proceedings for not disclosing past criminal convictions in Europe when he immigrated. The legal pressure combined with business struggles pushed the couple towards a major life change. Amy's Baking Company permanently closed on September 1st, 2015. Amy Bazzoglo said the closure stemmed from problems with the building's former landlord. She also revealed plans to make desserts for a Phoenix area restaurant group while producing online instructional cooking videos. After the closure, the owners moved to California in 2016 and later in Israel in 2018 following Sammy's deportation. Amy joined him for a while, living in Netanya. She tried to continue baking, selling desserts, and posting instructional content online for her Instagram account. The years that followed saw more changes and their social media activity faded. In 2022, Amy filed for divorce, making their split public after years out of the spotlight. The restaurant space has since been repurposed into a creative space called Rachel's Young at Art Studio, but the viral story of Amy's Baking Company remains one of television's most talked about disasters. While one couple's online antics turned their fame into infamy, the next pair faced a more private struggle that tested the relationship behind kitchen doors. When Spin a Yarn Steakhouse in Fremont, California first appeared on Kitchen Nightmares, it looked like just another struggling restaurant with food quality issues and a confused concept. But this episode wasn't about the food. It was about co-owners Saki and Jennifer Kavuniaris, and a story that didn't end when Gordon Ramsay left. Before the show, Saki had owned Spin a Yarn for years, having bought the place in 1995. However, business had slowed down over time, and when he married Jennifer, who had originally been hired as a bartender, the restaurant's struggles worsened. Their on-camera dynamic revealed not just operational problems, but personal tension, with disagreements over spending, strategy, and leadership clouding every service. Jennifer's expensive renovation choices had ballooned costs, while the food quality and consistency continued to lag. When Gordon Ramsay stepped in, he pushed both partners to get on the same page. He trimmed the menu, modernized the theme into a steakhouse concept, and encouraged teamwork. The relaunch was packed and promising, a rare moment where strategic changes and family energy created a positive turnaround in a single night. But what happened next would surprise many viewers, and maybe even Ramsay himself.
Serve the San Jose Sharks.
Is that too rare?
Episode Spin a Yarn didn't fade into obscurity. Instead, it remained open and operational for years. As of 2025, it continues to serve customers in Fremont under the same name and location. Prime rib and other items introduced during Ramsay's intervention are still popular, and the business navigated tough times including the pandemic by adapting with outdoor seating, family meals, and creative events. But while the business endured, Saki and Jennifer's personal relationship changed significantly. The couple eventually divorced shortly after their 2012 episode aired, yet their professional connection did not end. Despite the split, Jennifer continues to work at the California restaurant in a management capacity. The divorce followed a series of severe financial strain and marital conflict. Saki still owns and manages Spinning Yarn, and the two have learned to navigate business as independent adults who share ownership and co-parent responsibilities for their daughter. In interviews and local coverage, Saki has been candid about the challenges they faced, and both seem committed to making the restaurant work despite personal upheaval. Customer reviews in the years since the show have been mixed but mostly positive, with many locals appreciating the steakhouse's consistency and community presence. One customer described the restaurant as having a lovely atmosphere with a supper club vibe. Another regular customer had this to say: "Stunning decor, delicious food, and outstanding service continues to shine. The best restaurant in Fremont." Spinning Yarn has truly carved out a stable identity in the Fremont dining scene. Saki and Jennifer's journey after kitchen nightmares isn't a perfect fairy tale of marital bliss. It's a rare example of a couple who continue to run a business together even after separating, proving that partnerships can evolve rather than collapse. And just when teamwork seemed impossible, our next couple had to wrestle not only with the menu, but with the tension bubbling between them. Kata and Marcelo's real names are Catalina Velez and Marcelo Arias. They first appeared on Kitchen Nightmares as the owners of Mojito, a Cuban restaurant in Brooklyn, New York. From the start, the restaurant's problems were obvious, but what made this case stand out was something deeper than food quality: the emotional and professional tension between the couple. When Gordon Ramsay walked in, he immediately sensed a kitchen in chaos, but also a partnership strained by long-running personal conflict. During the episode, the kitchen issues were clear. The dishes were inconsistent, service was disjointed, and customers routinely left underwhelmed.
Let me just tell you something. Lunch was a disaster. Who is the head chef?
I'm the head.
You're the head chef?
Yes.
Talk to me about the black beans. Was that perfect?
No, the beans were not perfect. They were salty.
Who cooked the tilapia?
But the real problem wasn't just the menu, it was how Kata and Marcelo interacted. The couple had separated in their personal lives but continued to run the restaurant together. They often argued about decisions, blamed each other for problems, and struggled to present a united front. Ramsay's interventions focused not only on the food, but on forcing them to confront how their dynamic was hurting the business. For a moment, during filming, it looked like progress was possible. Ramsay simplified the menu, streamlined operations, and encouraged Kata and Marcelo to communicate more constructively. And on relaunch night, the restaurant brought in more customers and seemed to be enjoying a brief revival. Ramsay even returned for a follow-up revisit in Season 4, where he reported that the restaurant had seen a noticeable bump in sales, around 30% higher before his first visit. The real test came after the cameras stopped rolling, and this time, they passed it. Instead of drifting apart, Kata and Marcelo committed to working together, actively promoting Mojito's relaunch and presenting a united front after Gordon Ramsay's departure. Off-camera, Kata and Marcelo did try to give their relationship another chance, both personally and professionally, but the emotional strain proved difficult to sustain.
About our relation, and we tried
They never fully reunited as a romantic couple, though they did continue operating the restaurant together for some time. Despite the ongoing ups and downs, Mojito stayed open for years after the show, a rare outcome for many Kitchen Nightmares restaurants. Patrons continued to visit, and locals appreciated that the Cuban flavors and lively atmosphere remained intact.
the order of the night.
As one guy, we cannot afford to piss off tonight.
Exactly.
What made Kata and Marcelo's story compelling wasn't just inconsistent food, but the human element. Two people were trying to balance love, business, and unresolved feelings under intense pressure. Even after separation, they worked together long enough to keep the restaurant alive. They proved that partnership, even in its imperfect form, can sometimes endure beyond the cameras. But even when a couple manages to stay afloat, another duo shows how personal clashes can spill over and threaten the very heart of a restaurant. When Kitchen Nightmares dropped Gordon Ramsay into Love Bites Cafe in Saugerties, New York, it was clear this was more than a struggling restaurant. It was more of a relationship on the brink. Owners Tess Robinson and Chris Keff were engaged and passionate about their cafe, but the pressures of running the business were taking a serious toll on both their personal lives and the restaurant's operations. In the kitchen, tensions ran high and arguments regularly broke out. Their dynamic wasn't just conflict, but something that affected every aspect of the business. Throughout the episode, Gordon Ramsay tried to help the couple find stability. He encouraged clearer communication, improved the menu so Chris wouldn't feel overwhelmed, and even brought in a mentor to help Chris manage stress and leadership better. There were moments of real progress, a simplified kitchen, positive feedback from customers on a refreshed menu, and signs that the business, with teamwork, could stabilize. But the real story began after the camera stopped rolling. Unlike many couples on Kitchen Nightmares who either split or fade entirely from the restaurant world, Tess and Chris's journey took a unique turn.
What's the matter?
I'm fucking all over
No,
the
but
place.
I know you're fucking all over the
Yeah.
place. But what you're not doing for you, for me, for the restaurant, no one's talking.
Just less than a month after Gordon's visit, Love Bites announced its closure. In a heartfelt Facebook post on July 9th, 2023, they thanked the community for 6 years of support, saying customers were friends and like family. They also said they were moving on to their next adventure while leaving the cafe in very good hands. It wasn't a sudden decision sparked by the show alone. According to local reporting, the Love Bites cafe sale had already been finalized by the time Gordon Ramsay arrived. Tess and Christopher reportedly sold the restaurant in between applying to appear on Kitchen Nightmares and hearing back from Fox. The new owners agreed to wait until filming wrapped before taking over what is now the Town Cafe. The closure marked both an end and a new beginning. For Tess and Chris, the pressures reflected on screen: constant arguments, struggles with staff roles, and the difficulty of balancing love and work. Those didn't disappear simply because the cameras left. Based on available information, it appears Tess and Chris from the Kitchen Nightmares episode Love Bites are no longer together. After briefly continuing the relationship following the restaurant's closure after filming, reports from late 2024 indicate a split. Some viewers were appalled by the way Chris treated Tess on the show. Many later said they were relieved she walked away in the end, seeing the closure as an escape from a relationship strained by control and constant conflict. One comment says, "Chris is straight up scary. I'm legitimately scared for how this could have ended if Tess didn't leave him." Another viewer added, "I'm glad she left him. She needs someone who appreciates her. She'll be much happier on her own. Chris needs to pull his head out and grow up." Yet the cafe's 6-year run remains a testament to their commitment, even if the journey ultimately led to separate paths. Love Bites Cafe's story stands out because of what happened to Tess and Chris after the cameras stopped rolling. It ends with transformation. The couple chose to step away. The space was given a fresh start, and both Tess and Chris moved on to pursue their own lives beyond the pressures of Love Bites. While some couples falter under pressure, the next pair inherited debt that added a whole new layer of stress to their culinary ambitions. Few Kitchen Nightmares stories begin with a wedding, but that's exactly what happened on the night Anthony Trobiano and Tiffany Notarnicola turned their restaurant around on camera. In 2008, Trobiano's Italian restaurant in Great Neck was struggling against debt, poor reviews, and outdated practices. Anthony had convinced Tiffany's parents to invest $500,000 of their life savings into the failing restaurant, adding serious personal stakes to the business. The couple, Anthony as the chef and Tiffany helping front of house with support from her parents, Joe and Pat, hoped that a visit from Gordon Ramsay might be their ticket to survival. Instead, what they got was national attention. On the show, Ramsay confronted a kitchen that was dirty.
Bloody hell. Oh, Christ almighty. What on earth is that? Oh, the smell.
Dishes that made no sense.
Right, yeah, it's dry. It seems like it's been around, not made fresh. I do apologize.
Another fettuccine?
Yes, please.
And a staff that was overwhelmed.
Scrambling because they were trying to rush.
Go, 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 go. Hurry up. Oh, fuck.
He helped redesign the interior.
Come through. Come through. Out with the old, in with the new.
Oh my God, holy shit!
It's warm, yes,
Cut the menu down to essentials,
absolutely crucial. We've condensed it, and it's simple and rustic.
and encouraged Anthony to step down from his position.
And I don't see that fucking level of humbleness. Slightly arrogant, fine, but a little bit of humility. You know that?
The moment that captured viewers' hearts wasn't a perfect dish, it was Anthony pulling Tiffany into the kitchen to propose in front of a packed dining room.
Will you marry me?
What followed was a surprise wedding ceremony arranged by Ramsay himself. The finale had all the makings of a feel-good turnaround.
If he didn't come here, 6 months from now, we'd probably been closed. I'm grateful. My family's grateful.
However, reality after the cameras left was far tougher. Trobiano's had deep financial problems, including debt and operational issues that the makeover couldn't immediately fix. The restaurant closed in October 2008, which was a month after the Kitchen Nightmares episode aired. Reports from multiple sources indicate that the restaurant closed because it was seized by New York State due to unpaid back taxes. That abrupt end didn't erase the personal milestone Anthony and Tiffany shared, though. In the years after the restaurant shuttered, the couple seemingly stayed married. As of 2014, Anthony and Tiffany have built a life together with 3 children, balancing family life away from the intense spotlight of reality TV. They've birthed 2 more children as of 2025, making them a family of 7. Professionally, Anthony continued in the food world for some time. After Trobiano's closed, he worked as a chef at places like Speranza Food Studio and later Cirella's restaurant in Melville, New York. Over time, he transitioned out of the restaurant industry entirely and moved into a corporate role, serving as vice president of sales at a company. This was a major shift from his early chef days. Tiffany, meanwhile, stepped back from public life and focused largely on family. Anthony's mom-in-law, Pat, who was a key figure on the show, passed away in recent years. Yet the couple's personal bond appears to have endured even if their business didn't. The original Trobiano's building no longer exists. The property was eventually demolished and redeveloped into condominium units, erasing the physical marker of the restaurant that once had its moment in the national spotlight. Anthony and Tiffany's story remains one of Kitchen Nightmare's most unusual: a heartbreaking closure, a televised wedding, and a real-life partnership that lasted far beyond kitchen doors. And yet, even financial strain isn't the only challenge. Running a family business can test loyalties and reveal unexpected cracks in relationships. Managing a family-owned restaurant together can feel like the ultimate dream until long hours, slow nights, and personality clashes start to take their toll.
But what's with the fucking sarcasm?
What can happen if you tell me you do it one fucking way? Then you change it. What the fuck you want from me?
This was the case at Bazzini, a Ridgewood, New Jersey Italian bistro co-owned by Paul and his wife Leslie, with Sharon working as a pastry chef. On Kitchen Nightmare Season 3, it wasn't just the food that held the restaurant back. The dynamics in the kitchen and front of the house were fractured as well.
I don't have all the tickets memorized. Well, that's why you have a ticket.
Yeah, okay.
On camera, Paul's passion for cooking was clear, but the stress had dimmed that spark. The menu was bloated, service was inconsistent,
The risotto was burnt. I don't know, is it supposed to be spicy?
and communication between staff often broke down.
I'm here tonight. Show it to me. Hopefully this time with a little bit more effort.
Leslie played a quieter managerial role, while Sharon's desserts were the highlights on the menu, earning Ramsey's praise throughout the episode.
As much as you have.
You make love to that carrot cake, don't you?
Well, I'm getting divorced, so it's the cake or...
I'll go for the cake.
Ramsey intervened by streamlining the menu,
27 dishes down to 15.
reorganizing the space, and pushing Paul to rekindle his fire.
Say all the right things always, but now it's time to do the right things.
For a brief moment during relaunch night, the restaurant seemed to find balance, with Sharon taking on extra responsibilities to boost morale. But Ramsey's advice could only go so far because the underlying structural and leadership issues remained. After the cameras left, Bazzini tried to maintain momentum. Paul brought in a new sous chef, Sharon focused on more desserts, and Leslie continued her role as co-owner. Still, the restaurant couldn't recover fully. Less than a year after the episode aired, Bazzini closed its doors permanently in June 2010. Sharon went on to successfully run her dessert business, Simply Homemade Desserts, also known online as the Cake Lady, specializing in custom pastries and sweets. Paul continued in the culinary world, taking chef roles at other restaurants, including Jersey Boys Grill, and later collaborating with his son Andrew at Hearth and Tap Co. Leslie's post-Bazzini path isn't publicly documented, but her role during the show as co-owner was integral to the story. Paul and Sharon's experience illustrates a key reality though. Even with a talented pastry chef and TV intervention, deep-rooted issues in leadership and operations can sink a restaurant. Yet individually, both chefs found ways to continue their culinary journeys on their own terms. But not every family dynamic ends quietly. The next couple faced public drama that left viewers questioning if their love could survive the kitchen chaos. Managing a restaurant is demanding enough on its own, but for Manny and Christina Zavolas, owners of Kati Allo in Queens, New York, it became clear on Kitchen Nightmares that the real struggle wasn't just running a business. It was juggling a marriage under intense pressure.
We started fighting. Christina, you just took it and you think you gave the order?
Kati Allo was a cozy, family-run Greek spot with heart, but something wasn't clicking. Customers complained.
Chicken's dry. The chicken is ready tonight, chocolate cook.
Wait times dragged, and the kitchen frequently missed the mark. There was passion in every dish, but passion alone couldn't fix what was broken. During filming, Gordon Ramsay saw the same thing millions of viewers would soon witness. A couple drowning in stress, and a restaurant that simply couldn't keep up.
I built my house the same way that I built this place here.
The menu was scattered, communication was poor, and Manny often seemed overwhelmed.
Come on, what do you mean to stand there getting it? And I'm still behind the grill, behind this. I'm up to here, I can't.
Ramsey redesigned the space, brightening the interior with white walls and blue shutters.
Welcome to your new restaurant. I love it.
He also helped introduce a refined menu that focused on fresh Greek dishes.
The menu is self-contained, and it's done with what we've got to work with. Red pepper hummus, done obviously with chickpeas, tahini, lemon, garlic, and roasted red peppers running through it.
This included a memorable grilled sea bass that diners genuinely enjoyed on relaunch night. For the first time in a while, customers left happy and hopeful.
Presentation's great.
And the diners are raving about the new menu.
Excellent, good.
That's delicious.
Off camera, that hope didn't immediately evaporate. In the weeks following Gordon's visit, both business and teamwork showed signs of improvement. Manny and Christina continued to work more together.
Manny, I need the appetizers for number 12.
Yes.
Thank you.
Some diners loved the new direction. Others missed the classics that once defined the place. TripAdvisor reviews during this period were mixed but hopeful, showing that Kati Allo wasn't dead in the water yet. One customer wrote, "Great, family-owned, home cooking, excellent simple Greek food, very friendly service." Another satisfied customer said, "They don't have a menu, but you eat what you find ready, and it's great and tasty food." Sadly, that momentum didn't last long. Kati Allo closed down in April 2014, just days after the episode aired. Financial pressure, inconsistent customer traffic, and challenges turning short-term buzz into sustainable business likely played a part in the closure, even though the makeover had seemed promising. Today, the Kati Allo location is home to another Greek restaurant called Kalamaki, which opened mid-2014 and has maintained generally positive reviews from locals and visitors. During this Kitchen Nightmares episode, the restaurant's struggles almost tore the couple apart. Christina in particular even went so far as to file for divorce despite their daughter's tears and efforts to reconcile them.
Yelling again.
Who?
Everyone.
Yet it's remarkable that their love endured the pressure of owning a restaurant together. Then, the public trail grows quieter. There are no verified records of a separation following the closure, and social updates as of 2023 suggest that Maddie and Christina are still together, though neither of them remained in the restaurant spotlight. Moreover, there are no divorce records for the couple. Christina still uses Maddie's last name, Zavolis. While some couples struggle with passion and pressure, the final duo proves that even long-standing partnerships aren't immune to the heat of restaurant life. Some makeovers end in applause, others quietly fade. But for Bill and Adele Chepi of Flamingos, what happened after Kitchen Nightmares was just as unforgettable. Bill and Adele were no strangers to the restaurant world when Gordon Ramsay arrived. They had owned several successful eateries before and even enjoyed retirement, until boredom nudged them back into business.
When we retired, by the third day, I was bored.
With her daughter Cheryl co-owning, they opened Flamingos in 2006 with a tropical theme inspired by Florida and mangoes. The idea seemed fun on paper, but in reality, the decor was chaotic, the menu was unfocused, and customers weren't satisfied in the way they hoped. Adele especially was known for her abrasive attitude towards staff.
Shut your mouth already, asshole.
And even Ramsay himself.
Already you don't believe in it. The negativity is going to rub off on your staff, it's going to rub off on your daughter, and the customers will be feeling it.
I don't know. We'll see. I need to get out of here.
Her resistance to change became one of the defining moments of the episode, giving viewers a glimpse of how deeply personality can shape a restaurant's environment.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I hate blue.
Unbelievable.
I hate salmon. I love salmon. Tastes like a fish.
On the show, Gordon didn't just tidy up the kitchen or tweak a few dishes. He stripped everything down and burned the gaudy tropical decor in a bonfire.
That is amazing.
Redesigned the space to be brighter and more open, and renamed the restaurant The Junction. This name was a nod to the local train station and a fresh start.
Junction. How appropriate is that? Tropics have gone. This restaurant was claustrophobic. It's much more open. Sanded down and distressed the tables to match the chair.
Then the menu was overhauled into simpler American-style fare that matched what locals actually wanted.
It's diverse, it's sophisticated, and more important, it's modern.
For a brief moment during relaunch night, it seemed like the community was ready to embrace this new direction. Customers enjoyed the updated classics and the energy was positive.
Oh, good. Wonderful. Thank you. It was a success.
But the real test is always what happens when the cameras leave. After filming, Bill and Adele initially kept the changes in place, and the restaurant continued under the name, The Junction.
In the days that followed, Adele slipped back to her old, stubborn self and started to redecorate the junction.
Reports from the time show that business even improved, with sales reportedly double of what they had been before Gordon's intervention during certain periods. Adele, who had been seen as resistant during the makeover, softened her approach somewhat toward both customers and staff.
I wanted to tell you how beautiful the chairs and stuff are.
You like it.
I do.
Despite those gains, long-term sustainability remained elusive. About 14 months after the episode aired, the Junction closed in April 2011. Bill and Adele decided it was time to retire again to Florida. The closure wasn't marked by scandal, but by a decision to step back from the hectic world of restaurant ownership in their later years. Their daughter Cheryl moved on too. She later pursued a career outside the restaurant, working in design and sales. As for Bill and Adele, they retired to Florida, leaving behind the restaurant world and embracing a quieter life. Adele's strong personality and the passion she showed for the business, even when she didn't like the changes, made their episode one of the most talked about in the show's run. In the end, the restaurant improved and relaunched, but the closure and their retirement proved that long-term harmony and steady management matter more than a single turnaround.